and I'm so delighted to be as a speaker of this conference. And what comes next? So I try to summarize somehow all the key elements or ideas how to support weight management, or how can I say also healthy policy at the grocery stores as well. And this is just based on my recently published PhD thesis 1 year ago. So I have been honored to be as an honorable speaker to many conferences, and having many invitations to submit more papers, because in fact the strength of this whole design and study has been that we have been in real life settings with consumers. So you know that afterwards, when you ask questionnaires and surveys, so people have to recall their memory. What did I buy? What did I do? And it's not the natural situation. So this way we can go as close as possible to the real life world. And the pearl of my whole, how can I say, PhD was this innovative approach to study consumer behavior in different kind of situations. At the moment, we are running many projects as well, and we can just transfer the same method, approach, for example, to hospitals, to restaurants. Well, we did this pilot study in supermarket, and this way we used a verbal analysis protocol. Have you heard it? Usability test. Well, they use it a lot of that kind of methodology, method, and it can be called also think aloud method. Then we combined that to wireless audiovisual observation. We had cameras. I will show you a video clip. I show a couple of slides, and then you can see in real what we did with the consumers. Well, the most important issue is that I must highlight we have done this research with 36 consumers. 36! But still, it's very valid, reliable. If we think about it's mostly, well, also quantitative, but mostly qualitative results. So we don't need hundreds, thousands consumers, because the problem it's there. Okay, I go now more quickly. Here is something about the content. I have a lot of slides, but I can just summarize and highlight some aspects. So aims of this is to point out in practice about how we can just support consumers. And as we made this study in real life setting, we have faced those problems in real life. And those consumers when we were discussing with them, then they talked to us, they used that think aloud method. We heard the problems, and those are the ideas how consumers can be supported better way. Also, this is just somehow summary also of my PhD thesis. So it's in Finnish language, but I have published scientific papers in English language. So now I can highlight those key elements of my publications. Here you can see my dissertation. It's in Finnish language, but it includes these 4 articles recently published. And this is the method I just told you about, and this is more about how to just support weight management consumers and those practical issues we faced in the supermarket. I'm not going detail, but these are the aims of those individual papers. Well, you can read those later on. And this has been carried out under several research organizations. This pilot study also we involved food industry sector and grocery store to this experiment. These are the consortium and the 8 biggest Finnish food companies, because they can benefit from these kind of results we just achieved when they are just doing the food product development for consumers or marketing. Okay, then orientation. I already told you some issues and why I want to show this slide. So when we are in real life settings, it's just a matter of few seconds. We very quickly decide and select a product. And we noticed the same issue when we were with the consumers. We did two separate shopping tasks, and during those tasks we just compared the change of behavior. And first one was normal selection, and then it was weight management selection. I'm not going to go through a very detailed way that study plan because it's described in my papers, but we notice huge difference, and often people select quite routine way all the food ingredients and products. So how can we support it that way if we want to find healthy products for weight management or some other issues? Yes, this is Finland. I'm doing Finnish marketing now. Please visit Finland as well. This is, in fact, from my summer cottage, the view, midsummer eve, till 12 o'clock in the evening. Okay, this is the study background, so you can read it more carefully if you want to do it in my papers. But now I want to show this video clip. So perhaps you can assist me how to do it, but I'm explaining you what we did. This is just a model. This is not the real thing this way, because this was the retailer, and this is because of the scientific paper we did this kind of photo. So as you see, we had two cameras. One was in consumer's head over there, and another one was in that another shopping trolley behind us, and we got that kind of general overview of the whole supermarket setting, and also that personal individual overview. And the consumer was thinking aloud all the time, so she was not alone. It was easy to talk to somebody because we built that kind of trust orientation interview, and then she knew me beforehand, so it was quite natural to talk. It looks like, oh, this is not a very natural thing, but in fact she is quite relaxed. She's concentrated on what she's doing, and she is inspired by those products. Oh yes, I can find my product. Yes, it says in these package labels this and this. We can observe many things. Also, we had this manual observation because we did scientific research and we wanted to do this double checking as well. And we are having this wireless connection. We can hear her voice, and afterwards we can just see those video clips. So two cameras, it's synchronized. And here is that manual observer. And we did two shopping tasks at the supermarket, and here are those two cameras. And we have a lot of video material and also audio material. And when we just were there, we also integrated these interviews during the whole experiment. Okay, we can move forward. So you get now the idea what we have been doing. So we don't need hundreds or thousands consumers, only 36 we can have the general overview of the whole phenomenon. So here is a summary about some main results. We noticed, for example, that I show an example that there was a lot of ingredients, products available for the consumers, and you see we observed quite many products. And if we think about the consumer had to choose one ready meal, there were over 400 different kind of products available, and the energy content varied from minimum 30 kilocalories per 100 grams, and then even over 300. Imagine what a difference. And there are huge variation, and if you do your selection very quickly, you don't have time to read those very carefully. And how about those package labels? It's so much information in those, so small printed. Well, traffic light system, for example, in the UK, it's very good solution for those issues. Of course, some consumers, they are not interested in healthy issues, not so much, but those healthy-oriented consumers, certainly they want to find easily products. And imagine if you are a busy businessman or woman, you have to prepare the lunch or make good choices in every product category. The same problem, you can see many products available, and huge. Here is the differences between. This was one result, for example. I have many other practical results as well, but those are just those theoretical background for those suggestions from the consumers. So I'm not going to go through all these. Well, the selections were done very routinely, and taste issues were important for the consumers, and also a lot of variation among the consumers related to nutrition knowledge issues. And they need time to find different kind of new products if they want to consider more about weight management. A lot of new information and how they can easily find, so perhaps placement of the products or special signs should be supported by retailers or food industry. So here are some practical suggestions. So how we can do it better way to identify different kind of consumers, they special needs. It's not the same if you are old person or then very much well at your 30s. And then how about that grocery store environment, how retailers can support different kind of things. You see these different colored boxes, so I have practical I have collected those practical suggestions by consumers when we go forward. And also, how about food industry, what they can do as well. So existing products available and then retailer together and then to notice different kind of consumers. If we think about weight management consumers, there are huge variation. Another person just appreciate more taste, another one more, for example, health issues. And yes. So they have, consumers have different kind of orientations. We did notice that because we carried out this kind of nutritional questionnaire for them as well. You can read it more in paper published in Appetite journal. So also this grocery store environment is challenging. So perhaps we could support some kind of personal nutritionists, not a personal trainer, personal nutritionists. Many research people from the United States has also just pointed out this kind of possibility. Well, for some people it can work. Also, I have in my other publications, I have just thought different kind of technological solutions, iPhones and that traffic light systems, everything. Well, many possibilities. Also, different kind of campaigns and discount coupons for healthy food, and most important that this kind of products can be easily found. So positioning and perhaps shelf labels beside the product and things like that, because when you go to the supermarket it's only that amount of different kind of products, and can you find that health message easily there. So also how about those food industry actors. So perhaps highlighting better way the package information, coloring codes, and harmonizing many issues. For example, we noticed that when we observed those package labels, there were 18 different kind of ways to announce the energy content of the food product. 18 different ways. So it's not easy task for the consumer. Sometimes it's per portion, sometimes it's per 100 grams, so it varies. And future prospects, here are some suggestions. The layout, new technological ways to communicate to consumers, innovative consumer services like personalized nutritional expert, and many other possibilities. And the key aim is to just somehow support the public health policy, and I think this is a win-win situation to everybody. Consumers who are interested in health issues, of course retailers are happy perhaps that way because often those healthier products are more expensive. And then also well, healthcare sector as well. This can prevent many issues, obesity or cancer or many other issues. So I was concentrated, my PhD was more related to this weight management issue. But I see the more overall bigger view, this kind of way that we think about it, healthier food choices at supermarkets. And one mention before I finish my quick presentation about this wide subject. I have still many interesting results coming on and a lot of material because so much data from this kind of experiment. So this is about me. This is my, if you want to, please welcome to Finland. We can cooperate in many ways. This is my working place. And quite briefly, I must say that we somehow see that way that consumers, they voice that silent information is very useful when we just develop new services and also new products to them. So we must be in there with them, with consumers in real life settings. And we operate that way with our local food companies. For example, one bakery, they have renewed their packaging according to our studies made using this method. And the director of that company said that, yes, after that renew of packaging, so 88% of that certain product, the growth of sales has increased so much, 88%. So they have been very satisfied because we were with the consumers in the supermarket. This is our future food hub, Finland, and we are so happy at the moment. I believe in so much visualization, so that's why I'm adding these many photos, more references, conferences coming and have been. But we are now carrying this FP7 project under European Commission. So we are one hub here in Finland, and we have many other hubs all around Europe. And this is not only for the SMEs, food sector businesses, but also research organizations and universities. We are, well, we have just launched this kind of marketplace, useful portal for the whole food chain industry marketplace. And you can find it, it's very easy to use, and you can register at this place, and you can promote your own services, what you are offering from your own universities or development units where you come from. So it doesn't matter if you are not an SME, that kind of food industry enterprise. You can also, for example, we need to do that after summer vacation. We just got this information. The Irish partner is coordinating the whole consortium project, and during the summertime this was launched. So at the moment we have something like 300 SMEs around Europe, but increasing all the time. So you can visit and check it, this website, and if you want to do this kind of European marketing about your services, so you certainly can register as well. So that was very briefly. I'm willing to cooperate with all of you somehow, and muchas gracias. Summer evening in Finland, close to my summer cottage. So, kiitos. Thank you.
Thank you for the interesting presentation and the fascinating research. My question is around the portion sizes and consumption occasion. Just wondering, how does your research overall tied in with portion size as well as consumption occasion? Because usually they are two important factors with caloric intake. So I think it's great that there is the shopping experience there. But just wondering, would you like to comment on those two?
Yes, that's true. We concentrated more on the issues how consumers face those challenges at the supermarket. So we didn't interview them about their eating habits and portion sizes. So of course there are several ways just to manage your weight management. And one important thing is that portion size and what you select, the quality of the food and amount of it. But we mostly concentrated on those real life selections And when we just think about it, those energy contents of the products, we just took that as an example, because perhaps we should have also considered to just study more detail about fiber content and fatty content of that product. But that was an easy step, just to concentrate on one thing and not go too deeply. Did you understand and understand your question right? Okay, many thanks. Any other questions? Many thanks. I'm so delighted to be here in Valencia again. Last time I was here in April.